Good morning, welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast for April 7th, 2018.
Today we were talking Spider-Man!
We got a date for the Spyro remaster trilogy.
Some Carmen Sandiago news.
And the Lord of the Rings TV show. Got some information for that.
Stay tuned! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Barrel Roll Newscast.
We're talking about news and movies and
movies
games.
and stuff and games and
Stuff.
things.
Guys, it is like 20 days to Infinity War, by the way.
it is.
Just to give you guys a countdown.
The plan.
I already have a plan.
I know what you do.
Well, okay, so it started out with my significant other and I and her sister. We usually watch these things as a group, and then her parents were like, "Oh, let's go watch them." We're like, "Have you seen any of them recently?" They're like, "No."
Oh, good.
And I'm like, "Oh my god,
What is going
this is
on?
going to be." I will sit between you guys and them. I will.
Do they tend to talk during movies? Because that's going to be the worst part. It's like, I thought Captain America was fighting with that guy.
Not that bad.
Okay.
No, it's not. They're not that bad.
It's questions.
It'll be more just like.
What are they
You know,
doing?
like, who's that again? The problem is they haven't seen Black Panther yet, and I feel like that's going to be the biggest hindrance because there's going to be a lot of
If
Wakanda
they've seen
sequels.
Civil War.
If they have seen Civil War,
Then they're
but
good.
They have, so it shouldn't be too bad. But
There's really no other new characters being introduced.
that Thanos,
And his,
Well, we
His
know about
posse.
Thanos, so Thanos
His
has
posse.
been in a few movies.
his
But,
posse.
I used to have a friend, and every time we'd go to the movie, so I'd go with him and his parents, because again, we were younger, so you went with parents.
Yeah.
Sure.
I would stop, I would go to the bathroom, because this is what you do before a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
If you have to go.
Especially if it's going to be, if you think it's going to be a long movie.
And so
Oh,
we'd
yeah.
we'd go into the movie, we'd sit down, we always had to sit on one side because it was bad for your neck to stare straight for an hour, so you'd like looking this way for an hour
Or
and
just
a half
sit,
was
like,
fine, so
Just adjust yourself.
whatever.
Adjust yourself.
Either way, we had to sit on a weird side of the theater and look at the screen, and every time, all three of them, at one point in the movie, would get up, go to the bathroom, come back, what did I miss? And you're like,
I'm not telling you.
I'm not saying a word because I did my due diligence of going pee before the movie. That is what you get.
Yeah, I did mention to them, like, make sure you get ready for a 2.5 hour long comic book movie.
Boom! As everything explodes, yeah.
We'll see what happens. But yes, 20 days.
Yeah, let's get to some of this news,
Let's
though.
drop into this news.
Superhero stuff.
Speaking of superhero stuff, the Spider-Man Insomniac game that was announced for the PS4. Fingers crossed for PC eventually. We'll see. I don't know. I don't think it'll happen, but
Insomniac. I don't think they're going to.
weirder things have happened. Either way, so they've dropped a date for it finally. September 17th? 7th. This September of 2018. And basically a bunch of pre-order stuff with it. Obviously, they've got a collector's statue, which does look really sharp.
Pin.
No, it's a full statue.
Oh, okay.
You get a statue, you get your standard steelbook. They have, I think,
that's
3
in stores though. I'm thinking online.
Oh no, I'm talking
Online, it's a pin.
No, but you get a nice little like.
Oh,
size
it's a pre-order bonus? The collector's edition usually comes with it.
Your standard statue
Yeah, I'll
steelbook.
just buy digital. I won't buy a physical.
What? I don't know what else. I want to play it.
It
But
has. It's going to have 3 skins, which will all.
they're
One's already
slowly
released. Punk Spider.
Punk Spidey, man.
and the
There
2
will be
other
another
ones
one.
the next couple months or
There'll
so.
be another one soon, and then there'll be another one in July.
Yeah,
They're
so a
released.
couple months.
And
No, well, not released, but they're going to show off
There'll be-
what it is.
There'll be 3 DLC packs included in it, called "The City Never Sleeps."
You know what? It's all going to be a good game. It looks really freaking good.
They have, again, Spider-Man games have a lot going for them because just the villains they can use and all that kind of stuff.
Well, you know,
it's just if they put it together properly or not.
And if you've seen, if Insomniac's track record is anything, they know how to do a good open world game.
Yep.
So.
They can do it. It's just, like, that's the thing is you go, like, I've had I've gone through every Spider-Man game. This will be like the first one that I don't because it's not on the
Unless
system.
it comes out with a console version.
I do think
Yeah.
I secretly
console combo thing, man.
I feel like the Spider-Man game is a timed exclusive for PlayStation. I feel like at some point Xbox is going to pick it up.
No. It's Insomniac.
They make Sunset Overdrive for the Xbox
Yeah.
One.
That's a weird thing because Spider-Man's such a strange property to have, but the fact that it's a Sony property, I think,
which is why I think it's going to be a timed exclusive.
Yeah, it could be, but either way, I guarantee you one of those skins is just a classic Spider-Man costume.
I want a deeper cut. I want Spider-Man with a paper bag over his head.
Paper bag Spidey.
Yeah, I want that one.
You know what? If
Iron Spider, probably.
If
Scarlet
they do,
Spider. Actually, might be part of the game.
Spider-Man 20.
That might be part of the game, though.
We'll see.
The Iron Spider.
In all honesty, if they do the game properly,
I think so.
And it's that kind of thing where they're already throwing those kind of costumes and things at you.
Well, even the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game, there was a buttload of costumes. Even though it was pretty passable Spider-Man game, there was a lot of costumes in it. So
yeah,
and
the N64 and PlayStation 1 games still win on costumes, though. Like that one was find comic book covers, get costumes.
That was the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like go that way.
Because Spider-Man has a ton of costumes to pull from too.
Oh, totally. But that's my thing. Is like don't go the DLC route or don't go the like you want this costume? It's $2.
No,
like
I don't think Insomniac will do that.
And I'm just hoping like
they've also said no microtransactions.
So there you go. Good. Because and I'd rather have collectible costumes. I think that would be awesome. Like the more I hear about this game, the more inclined I would be to pick it up, sort of thing. Which means I'd have to get a new console. But that's my thing is if they wow me with this game, I know there's other stuff on the PlayStation I'll play.
Or just bring a tent and camp out in my backyard.
You're not even gonna let me stay inside.
It's a wireless controller. Whatever.
Stuck outside, man. I'll put the TV by a window.
You could stay inside.
It is a wireless controller.
Just put a TV out there for you.
Am I doing it?
Chris, which way do I have to go? I can't really see that side of the TV.
It's too far.
Walkie-talkies.
Go left. What's happening now? It's like descriptive TV.
Yes.
Spider-Man is now walking down the street. A man has yelled at him to stop walking on the street.
You have swung into the wall.
You are still swinging in. Spider-Man is still swinging into the wall.
Watch out, Scorpion's right there.
Yeah. Punch! No, you missed the Spider-Man.
Punch again.
He whiffed.
Oh my god!
Spider-Man is dead. No, it looks like a great game. Like I've been watching.
Yeah,
I've been looking at some of the stuff.
And this is why I'm thinking it could be at least an Xbox at some point in the future.
No,
I can see that.
We'll see.
I don't see that.
I feel Sony holding on to this one just to make sure that they get. I guess it depends on how well the sales go.
Sales are going to go fair. After Infinity War, I think it's going to be massive. But that's my thing. Like,
if the sales for the game go really well, I can see them not going to other consoles with it.
That's right.
Because then they'll be like, we don't need to. Everybody's buying PlayStations to come play Spider-Man.
Oh, also look at these things.
Right.
I think you come up with the console.
Which is weird. I've actually been thinking about this, and I don't know why I've been thinking about this, but Xbox One Game Pass, amazing.
Yeah.
$10 a month. You could play basically all of their AAA titles.
Mm-hmm. Sea of Thieves was part of it.
Sea of Thieves, Forza.
Old games or new games?
New games, like games
legit
that just
new stuff.
Sea of Thieves you can play for $10 right now,
which is pretty much what it's worth from what I hear. So,
well, I mean that's a different. there's a different issue with that. But
again,
you can play Gears of War, you can play Halo, you can play Forza, you can play Killer Instinct.
Can do the same. I mean, I can do the same thing with PS Now.
No,
not to that extent.
Not to the AAA titles, like.
They're older, yeah.
No. Like legit. Imagine Sea of Thieves came out day one.
Imagine if Spider-Man. Imagine if PlayStation had that Game Pass.
Yeah.
You could play Spider-Man day one for just $10 bucks, $10 or maybe $13.
Whatever it translates to here. Yeah.
Here, that's the equivalent of what Game Pass is for Microsoft. And I've been really thinking.
They would lose money.
Not really, because you're getting me. To think about getting an Xbox One because of that, because that's amazing.
You can run it on the computer too if you have Windows 10.
Yeah,
it still works.
Yeah, but
We come back to the fact that every game is on a PC.
That was their problem.
I thought Game Pass was only on Xbox. I was on Windows Store too.
It's a Game Pass. It works for
there
anything.
You go.
I'm gonna play Gears of War tonight. Then
that Windows Store. Go on the Windows Store and check it out because I look up Sea of Thieves because Sea of Thieves came out.
Yes, I thought about that too.
I went to look it up because we do like playing co-op.
It's a game better with friends.
It's the only way to play apparently. But I'm looking it up and people like IGN finally finished their review.
Yeah,
because it's a large game. But the guy on IGN was like, so you get a quest, and the map is already laid out. You don't even have to explore. So it's like you get a quest, and it goes, go to this island. So you sail to that island. You legitimately have to, like, do the rigging and sail with, the pole in your way. Like, someone has to steer. If there's just you get your tiny little ship that you have to prepare by yourself and head out on your own, like you're your own Jack Sparrow on his tiny little boat kind of thing. If you have friends or you join a random group of other people, you can get on a bigger boat.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing as now all of a sudden, like, you'd be driving, I'd be like pulling down sails,
and that person's like navigating.
Yeah, and Brian's like, turn left, Tony.
Someone's in the crow's nest, and the other person's in the.
There's a ship coming.
Man the cannons!
Yeah, man, because that's all you do.
Yeah.
Because you get to that island, you perform one of 3 tasks.
It's basically like No Man's Sky, but with pirates.
Yeah, which kind of sucks, because, I mean, a pirate game, we've seen, Assassin's Creed did a great pirate game.
It had a good start.
So an open world pirate game is like, this could be, and by Rare, like, there's potential in this game. That's why I looked it up, but I'm like, $80, and I'm like, okay, but again, if it's decent enough, we'll see.
So I really think Sea of Thieves is going to be a big piece of their E3 this year. They're going to be like, oh yeah, content, guys, content.
And it better be free content.
Content.
Because breaking into kind of some other news that we didn't really write down, but World of Warcraft has announced their next expansion date for August 14th. So they released like one of the trailers.
That's what it is for now.
No, Blizzard's actually pretty good. Once they put a date down.
For World of Warcraft, they're good.
They're usually pretty good.
So their alpha is like 8,000. Their internal alpha is way ahead of the alpha that I'm in.
Yeah.
Because they were showing off their thing, which are called Island Expeditions. And I was like... Because I just watched this thing on Sea of Thieves where the entire game is... Go from X to Y, doing objective, going back. And that's the entire game. Other than shooting people's ships down.
Yeah.
Like in the middle of the ocean. World of Warcraft has a thing. You go in a group of 3.
So it's like a dungeon then?
Not a dungeon. You go in a group of 3, not 5, 3.
Okay.
You can mix your team up with however you want to do it. You can invite random people. So like Brian and I could go together and one extra rando.
Yeah.
Poor guy. But your entire thing is you're trying to collect this mineral from the heart of Azeroth, so the heart of the world, essentially. Like, it's starting to come through. So you have to mine it, and there's some on this island. And all the islands are randomly generated and completely different. So on this island, there could be 3, like, really hard-to-kill monsters that you're not actually going to be able to kill. Like, three of you aren't going to be able to do it.
Challenge accepted.
So, essentially what has to happen is one of you has to... grab the 3 guys, and the other person has to start, like, mining this ore.
Yeah.
Well, that guy pretty much goes and dies and sacrifices himself so you can do this. Or you go in with, like, a bunch of potions because you're ready to do it. So all the islands are different. The things you're fighting are always different. Like, all of a sudden... So I'm like, so it's the same as Sea of Thieves plus the rest of everything in Warcraft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like...
And you're already...
That was my problem with Sea of Thieves. For $80, I expect more than just A to B and back again, and hope I don't get shot by a ship.
Suppose you pay $10 on Game Pass.
Or Game Pass could be the solution to that one. Is I gave it a go.
I can't see myself playing that.
Paid $10. Whoop-de-doo.
I can't see myself playing that longer than a couple weeks.
No, and I think like people said, it's better with friends because a lot of times you do stupid stuff with friends, and
from my understanding, that's what Far Cry 5 is too. Like Far Cry 5 is better with friends. You just do mindless shooting stuff. Because the story
better with friends.
Yes, but like
I was thinking of Far Cry 5 with co-op.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Either way, it's
so yes. Spider-Man date,
Warcraft date. That's exciting.
Yes,
I'm part of the alpha.
Yes,
I'm glad they're much farther ahead than I am because.
It's pretty rough.
It's pretty rough. Well, from what I've seen, like the 5 seconds of the alpha I played because...
you're not sure if you want to do some more.
I didn't really want to do a whole lot because I don't want to spoil a lot of stuff.
They might change the story.
They won't. Like, the stories, whatever's in the beta or the alpha right now is... But
they're probably content locked. They're just kind of...
Yeah, it's now just mechanics that they're working out and this and that and everything. Because
maybe like
along with...
Maybe grammar or something like that.
And yeah, anything like that. Along with the fact that this entire last expansion that we had was about getting these artifact weapons. So... like, Thrall loses Doomhammer for stupid story reasons, but he loses it. You have to go and get it. So as a shaman, my guy has Doomhammer. The Doomhammer, which has been written about in, like, all the old games and a bunch of the novels.
One Doomhammer.
Well, and technically there is. You have to remember that as a game, you're the one hero, and...
There just also happens to be other heroes, too.
There just happens to be other heroes. And with transmogs now, like the fact that you can just make it not look like Doomhammer, it works out okay. But I have Doomhammer. In the next expansion, guess what? All of our artifact weapons go away. So all these, like, uber powerful weapons, those powerful weapons on Azeroth,
become the...
gone.
So Thrall gets Doomhammer back?
We don't know.
Yes. The answer is yes.
So everybody's like, what? Like, come on. So that could get interesting.
Yep.
But so yeah, I'm interested to see what they pull off for the next expansion. Like, as more details start coming. But these island things are pretty cool, and they've even invented NPCs with. They're like the AI on these things are crazy. Like, the producer was talking, and one of the game designers was talking. He's like, the producer's like, they went farther than I wanted them to go. Like, it's hard. So you get off on the island on your boat, and randomly generated NPCs get off on their boat sometimes. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they will legitimately, like, circumnavigate just to get to the ore before you. Like, they won't even come and fight you. It's legitimately, like, they know the map that they're landing on and will just take the fastest route to the thing. And it's a race.
They'll complain about it and
I'm like, well, but there are different difficulties you can go on to these islands. And then the one option for the islands is PvP. So it's legitimately, like, 3 real people land on one side, 3 real people land on the other. And you have to duke it out to get that stuff. But I'm like, that's pretty impressive. Like, the producer is sitting there going, like, the AI is too hard. He's like, we're not changing it, though, because that's, like, it does provide a really cool challenge. And they've themed all of them, so you'll get, like, a boat. The other boat will have 3 mechanized gnomes on it, so, like, they're ready for battle, and it's just, like, 3 warrior gnomes that are just ready to, like, kick your butt.
And that's not including the massive monster
the stuff that could be on the map. And sometimes it's like the Azurite will, like, all of a sudden it'll spawn in a different place, so you'll have 2 Azurite deposits you can go after, but there'll be something in between, so it's like, do you go backtrack to get the one, or do you not? Like, the islands change.
Or you get both.
Or you get both and that kind of thing. Or do you split up and try and get them both and hope that everything works out okay? And I'm like, yeah. So, yeah. Moving on. More dates.
More dates. So Spider-Man kicks off basically the season of games. The next game coming out, Spyro.
Yeah, Reignited.
Reignited. Is this the trilogy, like the Insane Trilogy?
Yes.
The equivalent of the Insane Trilogy?
Yeah, through all 3 original games. So.
Yep. All redone, re-prettied. Like,
fancy looking.
The stuff we're getting from this is, like,
looks
awesome.
Like
it does look really good. It just, for me, I don't know. Spyro is a cool game.
Growing up with it, this is...
Yeah. Now here's my shtick.
See, I was a very big Crash person.
Well, so there's my shtick is Nintendo Switch is getting the Insane Trilogy for Crash, which I'm now totally into because I've never played a Crash Bandicoot game. Mm-hmm. If it is to be believed, because it got taken down fairly quickly.
It was up and down. Put up and down.
On the European Nintendo Store website, the Spyro remastered game popped up there for the Switch, and everybody's like, and then it went away, and everybody's like, so E3, huh?
Possibly.
All right.
It's coming out sooner than a year.
Well, and it could be, so that would be cool. Like I'll get Spyro on my Switch.
I'm more inclined to get Spyro than I am Crash.
But see, and again, like,
because I played a lot of Crash,
and I didn't play any Crash, so that's my thing. Is like, I'm like, oh my god, all these old PlayStation games, like, if they all make it to the Switch, this is awesome.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid, please.
But
I'd
only
buy
if
that
Hideo
game.
Kojima is involved.
And it's not Twin Snakes. I didn't like Twin Snakes. I really didn't like it.
That's the only one I've ever finished.
I feel like it was too over the top.
The first one.
What?
Twin Gear Solid.
Twin Snakes is the first.
It's the first one.
It's the GameCube version.
It's the
first one.
remake.
They remade it.
Yeah.
I never had a PlayStation. Nintendo consoles. I had to make the choice long ago because we could only own one.
No,
I
Nintendo.
stuck with Nintendo.
Nintendo's a good choice. So yeah, Spyro
Yeah.
Reignited Trilogy.
excited.
When was it again? September
21st.
21st.
People online kind of wishy-washy
Mixed.
over mixed. Yeah, the mixed on
I'm okay with
feelings.
it. I feel like it's fine.
I feel like there's some people online who
People
are,
have the tunnel vision of what they think Spyro should be.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's that. I feel like some of it's probably some people who are mad that we're not getting more Skylanders.
Oh no.
Well, but it was a huge series.
People
like
really
if
love
you,
the Skylanders.
Oh.
People love those
right,
Skylanders.
the people who hated
Those people are wrong.
Well, the people who hated Skylanders were the ones going, I just want a Spyro game. Can you just give me a Spyro game? I just want a game where I run around
me.
as a purple dragon and blow
I want to
fire.
be the purple dragon.
I want to actually be Spyro. Can I be Spyro?
I think they
please?
dropped Spyro after the second or third.
Well, because it just
Skylanders.
became Skylanders. It
Yeah.
was like the first one
He
was
started
like,
having friends.
Yeah, he got more friends and more
Yeah,
friends, and
friends.
finally it was like rabbits. They just became their own entity. And
What's a Rayman?
yeah, and
What's Rayman?
What's a Spyro?
Exactly.
So that's my thing.
What you're
is
saying
I
is
feel
Rayman
like
and Spyro need to get together and make their own
Make
game,
their own game.
versus rabbits and Skylanders.
just throw them all in Smash Bros.
Problem solved. Imagine that, a rabbits character in Smash Brothers,
Oh my God.
but it's like a cluster of them.
You know what? He could be a good item. In all honesty, that wouldn't be a bad item, like
Like
a chance cube or so, or the assist trophies.
You throw a thing and then like you
A
just
bunch
get
of
mauled
rabbits
by
just- yeah.
rabbits.
Yeah,
Or they jump in front of the screen.
but like Rayman would be cool in Smash.
I
Crash.
feel
would
like
be
people
great
have
in
been
Smash.
people have been wanting Rayman
for a long time. They've been
time.
wanting Goku just as long, so
I don't think Goku.
we're not gonna get Goku. But like honestly,
Dragon Ball's too good on its own fighting game right now.
honestly, with Insane Trilogy coming out on the Switch, everybody's like, so
Crash wouldn't be-
Crash.
I feel like the Naughty Dog guys would be totally like, yeah, let's do this.
I feel like Super Smash Bros. Is like the Ready Player One kind of
It
thing.
totally is.
Where
It
like
what
Ready
it is.
Player One, Steven Spielberg went to all of those studios and was like, I need the Millennium Falcon, I need this,
The
I need
DeLorean-
that.
I need the DeLorean, I need-
like all these different studios.
need
were like,
Tracer.
Steve, whatever you need.
I need
You know,
Tracer
like-
from Overwatch. I need a Gundam.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
I need Freddy Krueger. I need.
That's what I mean. Like, so I feel like he did that, and I feel like when Nintendo goes out for Super Smash Bros. Guys, they're like, so we'd like this
At
person.
this point,
and
they can.
Like, we'd
They
like this
could,
person
yeah.
for Smash and this person for Smash, and most of the companies.
Here's
are like,
what we've done in the
alright.
past. We've done Ryu.
Yeah.
We've done Cloud.
Yeah,
We've done Bayonetta.
that's what I mean.
here's our
Like
resume.
Square's obviously ready to play ball.
I feel like
Capcom's obviously ready to play ball.
yeah, Sega.
Sega
has been on for a long time.
Sega's
too.
been in for a
Yes.
long time because they
But,
just whatever. It's Sonic team's like, gee, okay, throw
Yeah.
Sonic in there. That's great. Hideo Kojima obviously with
I don't
Solid
think-
Snake. I don't think we're gonna get
No,
Snake
the
ever
Snake's-
again.
no.
But,
If at,
which is unfortunate, but
at best you'd get Raiden
maybe.
at best, but I don't feel.
But my piece
Liquid
is like
Snake.
with these.
10 out of 10 would go.
But like you're not going to anyway.
Yeah, no. Come on.
But that's my thing is like with Crash coming and yeah, like
Crash
Naughty
is
Dog
good.
would probably be like, yeah, Nintendo, come on, like yeah, let's totally.
I wouldn't.
do this.
I'm actually.
Yeah, you can have
If,
Spyro in there.
And then, yeah,
if,
throw
if
a
Travis
Spyro.
Touchdown doesn't hit Smash this time, I
Yeah.
would be very disappointed.
Yeah,
If Travis Touchdown does not
yeah, that'd be interesting.
get put into Smash.
I'm not sure if he's like Snake can kind of toe that line of adult versus not too adult. Like he can be
They had
quirky enough.
They had guns for that character for a little bit.
They did.
and then they had
Yeah.
to take it out. So-
Travis Touchdown still, I think.
Well,
Wow, but
technically-
Bayonetta made it.
But Bayonetta, like
You're right, you're
she's
right.
Basically,
You
just
know
a
what?
half-naked chick with hair.
Yep,
Yeah.
she's a naked chick with hair.
Well,
If you
It's
play the
hair
first,
that's
yeah,
it's just-
its hair is her suit.
the hair
yes.
is her suit. So without the hair,
Yeah.
you know, she's
And Ryu's
she's in the
basically
hoof.
got like a chest, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be down for Travis Touchdown. I'm excited for that game.
I don't know where that game's going.
They've said he is playing
so
a game to
weird.
get the high score in some
It's
like
so weird.
challenge type
You know,
game.
I'm ready to. I don't think I'll watch anything for that game or
Nope,
read
I just
anything.
want to experience that.
Yeah,
one.
like it's
That's one of those
front-
ones where you just want to, you know, eyes
you
closed,
Suda,
head first.
Suda,
and-
you are just. He should be a character.
Suda 51.
Suda's-
I have programmed this new game. I
have-
hope you enjoy it.
So yes,
Spyro!
yes, Spyro, cool. I think
It's about time.
yes.
It is
It's been a
about
long-
time. It's
long
nice to have
time.
Spyro
Nice to have
back.
it.
Yeah, what was
Never
the last time we
released
had to talk about a new Spyro? Well, not new Spyro game, but like
You know what?
Spyro coming back.
This is new enough for me.
It's far enough along.
We haven't had these games in a long time. Obviously, just like the Insane trilogy, they've put time, and it's not just upped it to fit on a widescreen TV.
They actually went back and
like that game looks amazing.
It's basically the Insane trilogy equivalent.
Yeah,
That's what it
which is perfect. So
I'm just happy all these games are getting release dates now.
I know. Well, because it's like no one wants to play these new things.
Even going into this year,
unless you're Fortnite.
Unless you're Fortnite, man.
Going into this year, there's a whole bunch of to be announced.
Oh yeah.
I think Microsoft needs to do
Human.
something as well, because I think between Sony and Nintendo, they've got what they want.
But you just said you were getting drawn in by the.
But they need something to buy.
Until he found out it was on his computer.
Yes, so yeah. I'm good.
When I looked up Sea of Thieves, it's like available with the Game Pass, and I'm like. And then I was too lazy to look it up.
Maybe they should just get out of the gaming system.
In all honesty,
they still have the rumors of a no-disc console,
which I feel is because Microsoft has always tried to sell themselves as an entertainment box.
Ever since they put the HDMI into it,
like it's more of a like this is the alternative to a cable box sort of thing. Like enjoy this as or instead of buying a Roku or an Android box or whatever. Buy an Xbox.
You also
it's
can
easy
play
to
games.
use. You can play Xbox, like you can play Windows games on it. So it's like a PC but easier.
And I think with their steps with the backwards compatibility lately, they've been killing it.
Yeah,
you can play some really good Xbox
but
games.
At the same time, it's not enough to make me go like, oh, okay.
I think that
every once in a while I'll go look at the prices, but not.
If I could find one for like real good, yeah, sure. But
I think the lowest I've seen.
I'm tempted to get a PSVR right now.
I think the lowest I've seen it is $229 for an Xbox, but that's not even the X.
But yeah, and I mean, if you're
gonna get it, you're gonna get the X. Right?
Well, we are
at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, also PSVR.
That price drop, it's very tempting.
I just need the headset. Headset.
Yeah, if PlayStation 4 comes out with and like a Spider-Man bundle,
I'm really surprised
they're too.
Inversely, I'm actually really surprised while we're bringing up the talk of VR. Like, why is there no PS4 VR set, which includes headset, system,
because that would be
controllers.
about $800. But you don't want to put that out there.
But you look at it, the price of a current VR, it costs $1,300 for an HTC Vive right now with the controllers, and that's not including the PC.
I don't think VR is mainstream enough yet. It's like because the reason I even bought my PS3 was because there was a Blu-ray player in it. When Blu-ray won that war of Blu-ray versus HD DVDs, I was like, all right,
that seems.
I'm going to get the cheapest Blu-ray player on the market, which happens to also be a video game system. When VR takes off more, and PlayStation has solidified themselves in a really good space for it.
I want to say they have.
They're getting there.
Yeah.
But for the mainstream, when like everybody's like, oh yeah, VR, because it's the nerds that are really talking VR. It's not. My dad's not going like, oh, VR. Whereas my dad with Blu-ray goes, ooh, Blu-ray, like bigger sound, better picture, da-da-da-da-da-da.
I don't think even 4K or Ultra, whatever that new one is, has really 4K. Picked up.
8K now, 16K, 32K.
All the Ks.
We're at some kind of stupid-ass K now.
All the Ks.
Yeah.
No, 350, it's tempting now.
Yeah, I just need the headset. I don't even need the controllers.
Well, I looked at the bundles. It's like 350 now.
Because how much is the headset now? 200?
I don't know.
2 or 3?
I don't know. But that's what I mean.
But that comes with a game. That comes with the 2 controllers.
I already have a few games that are already VR-able.
Yeah, but for that, I would try Resident Evil 7.
Yep. I'd borrow that from the library.
Just because. That'd be terrifying. Just
pee my pants.
Walking around with that.
And I'll just poke you.
No, my brother's already threatened to.
Hey. Come. We need to sign a contract. If we're playing VR with someone in the room, they need to sign the contract. I will not attack you while the headset is on.
You do not come downstairs.
You cannot be within 5 feet of me while I'm.
Just don't play with clothes on.
That's true.
See. Comes down and you're just like never mind.
That's how you do it in the mall. Gotcha.
Yeah. And no one will bug you at the Microsoft store if you're that guy.
Mister, what are you doing?
Yes. Absolutely. This is how
just getting ready for some VR time. Pants off.
I don't need pants where I'm going.
I'm never gonna look at those VR tests.
I want to see that guy like That's the piece. I want to see that guy at the Microsoft store who's like slowly taking like his slacks off and folding them nice, like down the pleat and like folding them over a chair, and the Microsoft store person just like, sir. Who's
saying that?
He doesn't even have that headset on yet. Yeah, I would buy a Spider-Man bundle. Like the VR thing to me is not for me yet. Like there's not enough VR stuff, but I get
Spider-Man
it.
bundle.
I'm maybe hoping that it drops
a Spider-Man bundle, and I'm almost in.
I feel like that.
In all honesty, a PlayStation 4 means I can hockey again.
You're not
Spider-Man.
missing out on much.
Hey, but no, like I like my hockey
fair.
games. Like that's my thing. Is I enjoy.
That's fair. You're Canadian.
But I enjoy sports games, and that's my thing. Is there's not a lot of good sports games for the PC.
Even the Switch.
The Switch got 2K for NBA, which for me is good. Like that feeds my need of
some sports
of a sport.
Yeah.
Is it as good as the PlayStation 4 and Xbox version? No,
Debatable.
But for me it works because people are like,
well, you can get WWE 2K
and not play it.
It would look a little better on the PS4
and actually be playable.
Look a little bit.
You mean I could have more than 3 people on screen at once? Yeah, that'd be crazy.
And not play a PowerPoint presentation.
It's really just a wrestler creator at this point. Is what the Switch version should just. They should drop it down to $10 and just be like, make wrestlers.
That's why you do it half the time, anyways.
Yeah. So but that's so like a PlayStation 4 with a Spider-Man bundle, and I'd be in. In
and around September is a good time for
That's a good time for a bundle to come out.
It's a season. Yeah. Starts the buying season.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
For Christmas.
Then just sneak
or actually for what's that holiday called? Thanksgiving and Black Friday for them.
What's that holiday? It's not really a holiday.
I was thinking Thanksgiving.
It's an event.
It's the time where I actually want. One of these days I do want to experience their Black Friday, not our Black Friday.
You mean our polite Black Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Hey, Sisu. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to get to that thing over there. Oh, here.
Let me get you.
Let me. How many do you need?
I don't know if I would want to try the States.
I would witness it from the outside.
Just watch.
Get a drone with like a camera on it so you can like
inside the Target.
So you're just sitting in your van like, this is good. I can watch from here and not die.
This is safe. Oh my god, they attacked my drone.
Is this on sale?
It's not tied down.
It must be for sale. How much?
$5.
The guy at like Bed Bath and Beyond. The guy at Bed Bath and Beyond is just like, we sell drones.
Let's really attach a mic on it or something. Let me go.
There's a speaker. Excuse me, sir. Can you release the drone?
I put a little taser in it.
Pepper spray.
Yes.
Just a little like
in a crowd, in a Walmart, just spraying pepper spray.
Tear gas.
in the Target or
little compartment opens. Dunk, dunk.
That would stop the crowds.
That would do it.
There's other problems with that.
Moving on.
First.
Moving on. So Netflix's Carmen Sandiego movie's coming up.
Woo!
I'm looking forward to it. I
used to love watching that show.
So they announced who Carmen Sandiego.
Who is Carmen Sandiego?
Gina Rodriguez.
Yes.
Sure.
From Jane the Virgin.
I was just going to say that looks like Jane the Virgin.
She is Jane the Virgin.
Excellent.
Also, apparently the love interest for
Rosa Diaz.
Rosa Diaz in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I haven't gotten to that episode yet, but
she's going to do 2 things at once.
Well, I mean, Netflix is easy to.
A lot of people do
care.
though. Like even the guy who plays Joker on Gotham.
He's
a lead role in Shameless. Like lead role in Shameless. Not like every once in a while shows up in Shameless.
And the nice thing about Netflix is you film all your stuff all at once.
And you're done.
You're done. You're like you've
for 10 months.
Yeah. But so that's why you go to Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Jane's still on?
I think Jane's still on.
I don't know.
I can never tell.
I don't know. We've taken a break from Jane the Virgin, so.
My significant other also has taken a break. From that show.
And not that it was bad. We just kind of like.
Well, I think they've been uploading
new episodes.
They're uploading them onto Netflix now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So yeah, Carmen Sandiego. I'm super excited for.
I'm intrigued to see what they do with it because I mean that was a kids trivia.
Talk show? Game show?
Yeah.
Game show?
I don't know.
Travel game show.
Yeah.
Travel game show.
She'll be a Robin Hoodish person stealing from the rich.
Does that mean we get the TV show back? Because I'm totally down for that.
And you have and then you have police chasing her, international police chasing her around.
10 out of 10.
And she always gets away.
And it just happens to also be educational at the same time.
I don't know if you.
I am in Puerto Rico. Population, blah blah blah. Like there's just this pause.
Well, you could.
A little like,
but you could.
Little,
Yeah.
what's a little caption on the bottom?
Like actually have a reason for giving all that information. Like I still love
Or
that
it's
about Civil War, where they're just like London, because they actually watched Honest Trailers and Cinema Sins, and they're like, we know that London is in England. Like you don't have to put London, England. We're not.
Yeah.
We get it. You show London,
Madrid.
We get it.
No, yeah.
You don't have to put the whole thing. But with Carmen Sandiego, you could legitimately put like London, England, part of the UK, population, da 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 da, like. Things to see, like
yeah, and they're just chasing her around the globe.
Yeah,
basically that's
valuable
the big piece.
objects.
And then you talk about the valuable objects and why they're valuable,
or like hotspots.
crown jewels. And all that kind
Hotspots,
of
it's
stuff.
like, we're going to this museum.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff like it's
Yeah,
famous.
going to the London Tower to
it's
steal
famous.
the-
Famous for this, and this,
Yeah.
and
So is this live action?
live
or
action,
cartoon?
live action,
live action.
And it's
Which makes it interesting because like Carmen Sandiego with like the giant hat and
Kiddish.
I'd totally be okay with that.
yeah.
Does it look like it's gonna be kiddish or
No, nothing yet.
There's nothing on it yet. Other
They're
than
probably
just,
still filming it,
Yeah.
if anything, because it's out later this year.
I'm glad that girl from Jane the Virgin is getting.
She's getting a lot of
Gigs,
big
though,
roles.
that's good.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I've known her for.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It's good that she's getting some stuff because she's good.
She seems fine.
Like that Jane the Virgin show is actually, it's got some range to it. Every once in a while, you're like,
every time I look over and like they're singing.
oh yeah,
they're
something-
singing.
Something random's going on in that show.
They're singing. They're
Although
always
I
singing.
did like it at one point, and here's a spoiler if you have not watched Jane the Virgin.
I don't
but
care.
Go for it.
Okay.
I mean, it's only season. It's within season 2 or 3, so like
probably
this,
know
the
it
show's-
already.
Yeah, but as soon as she actually gets involved with a guy, the next episode was Jane, and then not virgin or something. Like they changed the title for that one next
Jane
show.
and pregnant.
Yeah. Well, that is the shtick. That's the whole point to Jane the Virgin. The first episode, she gets artificially inseminated and becomes
by
pregnant
accident.
by accident.
Yeah, I know.
So that's the best part of that show is just it's an immaculate concept. No. She accidentally got the charts got mixed up sort of thing.
Yeah,
and
she went in for just
she went in to get a
checkup.
checkup and got
She came out with a baby.
Yeah, and came out with a baby. And
Surprise!
she was that was the fight. Like you're sitting there going, "This is a weird concept to a show."
I'm surprised it got. It's still on.
It was a telenovela spoof, so it's like they make fun of telenovelas, but at the same time, it's a telenovela for American audiences. Essentially, it's high drama with a bunch of weird stuff going on. So, but good for her getting Carmen Sandiego. That's kind of
It's a
cool.
big role.
And you know what?
That's fun though.
Netflix has been killing it with the children's book stuff, children's stuff lately. Obviously with Magic School Bus,
Yep.
that's getting its season 2.
Yep.
And Unfortunate Events,
Mhm.
still amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've been. I trust them with it.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
well, I
we'll
mean,
see.
and no one knows what to expect out of a Carmen Sandiego.
They're good.
Show.
They're good to
Yeah.
go fresh. I think.
Right.
Like-
You can do whatever you want at this point.
It's like saying we're going to do Inspector Gadget again. I would do that. That would have to be animated. That would have to
That
be.
would have to be animated.
You
They already
can't-
tried live action.
Yes, we don't talk about
good
that.
old
We-
Matthew
We don't
McConaughey.
talk. La 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 la. We don't talk about.
Well, I should probably watch that.
That's
movie
a
again.
bad. That's bad.
You know what the problem was with that movie?
They showed.
They
Claw.
showed Claw. Like that.
It was like they showed Claw.
They did. Like that
That's
was the
problem.
biggest. That was my biggest. He's supposed
He
to
was
be a
on the
bloody-
poster.
I know.
He was
He's
on the
supposed to be a hand.
I'll get you
I think he had both hands too, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, that was the other problem.
Until the
He was on the poster.
I don't know. He was on the post. It drove me nuts. I'm like, I saw that movie as a kid, and I'm looking at my parents going, he's supposed to be a hand petting a cat.
Did he even have a cat?
I think he had the cat, but
Okay.
but that's my thing.
I don't think he had the hand till the end.
No, not until like even halfway thing. I think.
But that's
'Cause-
what I mean. It's like you don't show Claw. That's the whole point to Inspector
And the
Gadget
crazy part is they
no one knows
they
what-
literally gave him
Yeah.
a claw.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a robotic hand.
Yeah.
They literally gave him a claw.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why does this movie?
Why is his voice so deep in the cartoon show? Why is this? Why is that? We'll never know. Like that was the whole point to the TV show, and then the movie is just like you clearly didn't watch the cartoon.
There's actually an action figure for Inspector Gadget.
Yes.
In whatever line it was, but there was action figure for Claw.
Yeah.
And he actually does. And
Yeah.
canonically, he does have a face.
He does.
But they don't actually show it on the show.
No, they never
It's
did.
super weird.
Yeah.
I'll get you next time. Get it.
Pulls open the chair. It's just a fake hand.
There's just
Aw.
a hand attached to the chair itself. There's just a mouth on there.
I'll get you next time.
Yes, if Netflix, if you're watching, try and pick up Inspector Gadget. I feel like they could do that. I feel like they could do an animated one.
Could you guys pick up Ninja Turtles too? Because Nickelodeon's doing things I don't like. So can you just take all my childhood and just bundle it up?
Netflix.
Yep. You know what would be great about that Disney streaming service that would really get things off the ground?
Gargoyles?
Gargoyles,
Gargoyles?
Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck Afternoon, like...
Gargoyles?
Gargoyles? The most adult television show ever made.
Really dark. Crazy dark.
I'll kill you.
And during the day, there's just these creepy statues. It's like...
That show got violent for a kid's television show, like where a giant monster tackles a human, raises his hand, claws pop out, and he goes into like, and you're just like, this is amazing!
Why am I watching this? How am I able to watch? Yeah.
Mom, it's a Disney show. It's totally
He's just making him sleep.
He's petting him to sleep.
Last bit of news, then,
Last
I guess,
thing.
for us to talk about. Lord of the Rings, if you don't know, is a fairly big book.
No pun intended.
Series. It
No
is
pun
a-
intended.
Since when?
A long time ago.
Since yes.
If
If you've heard of them,
you've heard of these books, I was never a fan of the Lord of the Rings books.
yeah, the Hobbit was
Because
a
of the
better.
singing.
No, The Hobbit is my favorite book. It is a well-constructed adventure told over a specific amount of time. Pretty well done. Lord of the Rings,
Better movie.
way better movie because the way that Tolkien wrote it was very specific to every single flipping detail known to man. Like,
Yeah, it's very-
You read Game of Thrones
Yeah.
and they're very specific to things. Lord of the Rings was like Legolas and Gimli and Aragorn were running through the field after the two hobbits, and they passed a green hill that was 50 meters tall by so many like meters wide. And then they passed a red flower, and Legolas was like, ooh, we must be entering this land because that red flower is only part of this land. And then he looked to his left, and there was another hill, but this one was 51 meters tall and so wide. But this one also had a rock on top, and you're going, okay, when did they stop running? Like 20 pages later, you're like, oh, we're good. We found the hobbits.
And then they sing.
And then they sing really long, like 5-page songs in not English.
Yeah.
Keep making up your own language. Either way,
we got the movies out of Peter Jackson, which everybody adored.
for whatever reason, we got 3 Hobbit.
We got
films.
3 Hobbit movies, which unfortunately,
Why?
well, really, why? Here's the
I
problem.
liked them.
Here's the problem with the Hobbit movies: is Guillermo del Toro was supposed to do them. Production stalled. Guillermo del Toro left. And then they pretty much looked at the now producer, Peter Jackson, who wasn't going to get involved directing it. And they're like, you have to get this movie done on time or like you're in deep trouble, Mr. Producer Man. And he's like, I guess I'm directing this movie with no time. It was one of those things again where they didn't give him enough time to actually make the movie.
And that's when you get the scenes where it's Ian McKellen
Yes.
acting by himself.
Yeah.
in a
Instead
green
of doing
screen.
what they did for Lord of the Rings, where they
Getting
played camera tricks, or they had
Actually have actors.
or different actors in those scenes to do those things, and then
'Cause
play with camera tricks and all that kind of stuff.
Practical effects.
Instead of doing practical, everything went digital. Everything went crazy, which didn't help with the 48 frames per second instead of 24. So all of a sudden you got this unrealistic looking world moving at an unrealistic speed, and you're going, okay. Like I remember seeing that first one in theaters, and I'm like, okay.
This is awkward.
They added extra characters because the studio, I think, requested more of a, get the characters moving. Like, that's what I like about The Hobbit. It's legitimately, we're going from point A to point B, and we'll get there when we get there. And stuff's going to happen to us in between.
Really, that movie could have been the 2.
It could have been...
It could have been one if they really
movie.
wanted to.
I think one would have been
Could have been one longer movie, 2.5-hour movie.
3.
It could have been a really good 3-hour flick. Or it could have been 2
Solid.
solid movies.
Which is what they initially planned for.
Yeah, well, because they put an entire or a war in there that happens in 2 pages of the book. Like the Battle of 5 Armies, which is the title of the last Hobbit movie. Legitimately, Bilbo gets knocked out in the book and misses the whole thing, and that's how they go through it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like that's, you read that book and you go, he gets knocked out, wakes up, and Gandalf's like, well, everything turned out this way, and you're like, they made an entire movie off of this, off of Gandalf's one line sort of thing.
Well, there was more to it than.
I get that.
Of course.
But that's my thing is there was a rushed production job on The Hobbit, which turned into different things.
What we
extra
got right now.
problems. Yes. Now Amazon obviously got the rights to the Lord of the Rings TV series, which everybody's kind of hoping will be the next kind of Game of Thrones-ish type show.
They've also announced how many seasons.
5.
That's a lot. Lots.
Yes.
That's a lot.
How
And
many,
B,
did they say how many episodes per season?
No, but each episode's gonna cost them like a butt ton.
So they might just film all of it at once, like normal, and then just kind of edit it.
And
per
did
se.
they say where in the universe? Some sort of fight?
Peter Jackson is still
Peter
producing.
Jackson is now signed on as producer, and everybody's
what
laughing,
happens.
going like, so he's gonna end up directing like the first 12 episodes or something,
The
because
first-
everybody's gonna back out of this project, and he's gonna be stuck with a week to do like 12 episodes.
For one season.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, and I mean, to Tolkien's credit, that guy took meticulous notes. If you've read his trilogy of Lord of the Rings, he's very detailed.
There's stuff that they can't do, but-
And that was the less detailed stuff.
Yeah.
Like his son has gone through all of his notes to write the rest and finish the rest of his books. So he has books upon books upon books and notes upon notes upon notes that they can actually draw from, which is great. Like we're actually going to get Lord of the Rings, hopefully, as Tolkien would have.
Do you think maybe it could be a retelling of the movie? Like
I doubt it's going to be a retelling of the movie. I feel like we're either going to go
It's a side war.
way back
way back, you think?
to like
Well, yeah,
gearing
you
up
could-
for Sauron.
Yes, you could have him as he's the building up villain, and
Now, do you have EA involved in this at any point?
Ian McKellen, I think, is
No, EA
no.
with their war of the
no, I would not have nothing to do with that.
all right, are those games actually canonical anymore or not?
No.
They've never been.
I have no idea where.
None of their stuff has ever really
It's been a while, but I
canon.
cannot remember where they were in that.
Like they released one game where you were a group of a dwarf, an elf, and a human who were chasing the Fellowship, and you were behind them by like one step the entire time and helped Gandalf fight the Balrog, but you just happened to be like behind the Balrog instead of in front of him, so no one saw you in the movie. Like that's how EA pulled most of their games out of their butts.
Yeah.
Good games.
Yeah,
Just you have to completely be like this. This is in no way, shape, or form.
speaking of Shadow of War, they actually recently were in the news with their loot boxes.
Yes.
They pulled all of their loot boxes
that's
from
because
that.
it was a pay to.
Yep.
Yes, it was a pay to win.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think definitely that was a Battlefront. That was definitely
Oh yes.
a Battlefront. Like we can't do this with another franchise.
So yeah, that's
No, I think with that Amazon series, you go how he first fell, like have him rise, have Sauron rise, and then you have the
Are
humans,
we gonna paint
all the races unite, and then you have
Hugo Weaving can come back.
No, he won't.
and
Well,
then,
he could.
and then you could have all those,
He's
and then
not doing anything anymore.
finish it off by him
Sad.
dying.
Right.
Yeah.
That you literally end the TV series where
Or-
those flashbacks begin, or you go to
Or
a different
or Sauron dies, and then you have the king taking the ring and following him.
and the in between
How
years.
he is changing from this.
Now, how crazy would it be if they went further into like after the events of Return of the King? Like,
You could. The books have been written. It's there.
so like if they want to do that, that could be another.
But there was
option,
nothing
too.
eventful.
no,
there.
there's nothing big that happened.
And that's the thing. Like they could. Be a
I
little
feel like
more-
even in between, so after Sauron falls, wouldn't be bad. You would get a Game of Thrones esque type thing.
But you'd have a
where-
character that is changing, right? He
You'd
starts
get-
as good king, and then he's slowly being manipulated by the ring.
You mean a Mad King?
No, he wasn't the Mad King.
I know he did go kind of nuts, but that's what I mean. Like, that would be the interesting part where the kind of Game of Thrones political stuff would come in, which makes your show
definitely.
at least a bit more affordable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well, I don't know. That's why I think you start back there.
you can even pull it off like how BBC used to do with Merlin too. Like that was a really probably inexpensive show to make.
Well, because they were actually filming in England. It depends where these guys film and what
Yeah.
they do and all that
New
kind of
Zealand.
stuff.
No,
Yeah.
again,
Well,
again.
if Peter Jackson's involved.
Yeah.
Well, and that Hobbit land is still there, so like
It's like
when they
grown over.
rebuilt it for the Hobbit, they just left it this time. So
Oh, okay.
Like, isn't it
planning
like
ahead.
grown over now?
No, it's a guy's farm.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, well, let's see what happens with it. I mean,
Obviously, the studio was like, "Can we just leave this here this
They had
time?"
this plan the whole time.
Whole time. But you know what? Honestly, after the Hobbit was made, it was probably like, should we tear this stuff down again? No, someone's gonna want us to do more. Peter Jackson's just like dead inside now.
He's been dead for a long time.
Well, but it's funny. Like you watch the behind-the-scenes stuff of him for Lord of the Rings and the amount of love and passion and everything that like they put into it, and then you see it with the Hobbit stuff, and it's like, yeah, got her done. And you're just like, oh.
Probably because he was rushed.
He was rushed. He didn't really want to do it in the first place because they put their entire lives on hold to do those Lord of the Rings movies.
And it shows. Like,
and it shows. It's like that's blood, sweat, and tears into that film.
It feels like a good adventure.
Yeah. So, either way, Lord of the Rings TV series, and they're saying like the budget per season's like $1 billion, whatever. Like it's.
I don't know how they're gonna afford that.
How much does it take for Game of Thrones a season? Because it'll probably.
It's climbing.
But if it helps, it's climbing because. But it's climbing also, and it can because HBO subscriptions have.
Oh yeah. I think they finally got a release date on.
They do
for that new season.
But that's what I mean. We have, subscribers. You buy Blu-rays. You buy like HBO's raking, and like that's why John Oliver even calls it Dragon Money. Like HBO knows where their money's coming from.
And they're continuing. They're going to do spin-offs.
Of course,
too.
they're going to do spin-offs.
All the spin-offs.
But that's what I mean. Like
we don't know where the spin-offs are going.
No. Well, we don't know where this one's really going. So
that would be my idea: is watching the relationship build between the races. Having Sauron rise at the same time, Sauron falls, and then watching the races.
Yeah,
start to get that
kind of
disdain toward each other.
Right, that tension.
I'd like to see
that.
I'd like to see something.
That's where
I'm with you. I like that.
See, I can anything for you.
Anything can happen.
Yeah,
do it.
Yeah,
sign us on.
But that's here's my one thing. Though.
You don't need to have dragons either.
There are no dragons.
Amazon's got
one dragon.
He's hidden in a mountain.
There's one dragon.
That we know of.
And then you could possibly go and visit Bilbo. Because that stuff happened before he went on his journey.
I feel like Martin Freeman is too busy with other things.
I'm not saying him. I'm saying you recast Bilbo.
I like Martin Freeman. I just think he's busy. I think
doing Marvel stuff?
We'll get Orlando Bloom back for something. For like a $2 million cameo in one of the episodes. Really? This episode starring Orlando Bloom. He like runs past the camera.
Or no, you have Lee Pace doing the dad stuff.
Yeah,
because he's
yeah. I don't know if this is going to work for Amazon.
I think
Amazon has been up and down. The Top Gear-esque show has been doing very good for them.
It has, but here's my thing.
Grand Tour, that's what it is.
I get Amazon Video or whatever you want to call it with my Prime subscription. I don't have a Prime subscription because of their videos. I've barely watch things on Amazon. One reason being I can't use my Chromecasts.
Well, also their selection isn't as massive as a Netflix is.
No, they have a lot of weird B-movie like.
Every once in a while they get a good movie.
They have Community on there. Yeah. For us Canadians, which is good.
Just one season though, right?
No.
The Big Sick? Mm-hmm. Even Yahoo's season? Mm-hmm. Wow. That's a weird get. That's a weird.
Well, they got the rights to all the Community stuff, so it's just like
Amazon should do the movie.
Well, yeah, someone's got it. But that's the thing is like Amazon has some stuff. It's hard to find. It's buried, and you don't think about Amazon Video because again,
we're not in the States.
One, we're not in the States. Wow. Two, again, when I plan to watch something on my TVs, I have my Chromecasts plugged in. Yes, it's not a Fire Stick. No, it's not a Roku. I have Chromecasts. If you want your service to be used, make sure I can use it on all these things. But they're at war with Google, so it won't be on. Like you go to Amazon and it's like, well, buy a Fire Stick, and I'm like, no, I have Chromecasts.
Yeah.
So the only TV I can watch this stuff on is either the one attached to my computer, which I'm not going to sit. In these lovely, comfortable chairs and watch TV, right? Or we have a smart TV that has it. But again, by the time I think of Amazon Video, I have found something to watch on Netflix.
I think the big piece about Amazon Prime is that in the States they have you can buy movies off of Amazon, like the digital ones. But at the same time, if you're a Prime member, you get that as part of your subscription. And again, we don't have that in Canada.
No,
not that cool.
So I don't know if Lord of the Rings is really going to help them bring in new Prime membership.
I think Grand Tour really helped them a lot.
I think Grand Tour sort of helped. I'm not sure if this will.
I know a few people.
Debt.
Well, they're all in debt. That's the trick. Is you have to go into debt to make this money back, essentially.
And you know what? You get people subscribing for Prime,
And then, yes, once you have people on Prime, that's Amazon's big shtick is you order more because you can have your laundry detergent delivered to the door in a day.
Or you get the little button that orders it right for you when you press it.
Yeah. Like, that's or you can actually, like, the cool thing with Amazon is the reoccurring subscription thing. So if you know you go through laundry detergent every 3 months, you can actually hit a button and you save money because you know it's coming every 3 months. And so it's like, Amazon's got some really cool stuff. But Prime,
not the video.
I have Prime not for like I never think of their video streaming service unless I'm legitimately trying to find something.
It's so easy,
very specific for streaming.
It's so easy to find that content elsewhere too.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Like a lot of the times, it's
their UI is not as intuitive. Like Netflix has that down to a science too, where I click a button, I'm watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Even
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that episode ends.
Even
I'm
if
watching
you're,
the next episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
And to add fuel to the Google Amazon fire, if you have a Google Chromecast with a Google Home, you just say to the Google Home, hey, play that episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine on Netflix, and it'll literally turn your TV on
and
to that episode.
You watch it, yeah. But then you should get You should get Alexa.
No,
like that's Amazon's.
Not when Alexa's laughing at me funny at 3 a.m.
That's Amazon's. That's Amazon's like thing to everything. Is like, well, just buy our stuff then, and it's like, well, no, because
you don't have good stuff.
Not saying Alexa's bad. Not saying that the Fire Stick's bad.
There's better Google or Home Assistants.
I am in a Google ecosystem at this point. I'm not switching all of my stuff out to your junk.
Yeah.
And vice versa, if someone's in an Apple ecosystem, they have their HomePods,
right?
They have their Siri connected to everything. Same thing. Like no one's gonna switch an app between Apple to Amazon,
and especially to Amazon because Amazon doesn't make phones. Amazon doesn't.
They used to. They used to. They used to have a button on their phone dedicated to buying items.
So it's a weird thing for Amazon to like. That was a weird get to me. Was Amazon getting Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Over
Netflix,
Hulu,
or any other streaming service.
Yeah,
basically.
Like even the Disney streaming service. That's kind of like you expected someone else to be like, I'll take Lord of the Rings.
Well, I mean, like when Yahoo picked up Community.
That was the weirdest get because we didn't even know they had a streaming service.
Yes.
So at least we know what Amazon Video is.
Wait, what?
Like at least we know Amazon Video. I just don't think of Amazon. And Amazon Video does have their own, like, they produce original a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Hence, Grand Tour, they've got The Tick, they've got...
Like, they produce their own stuff. I just never think of it, because, again, I have it on my phone. Every once in a while I check it.
Yeah.
If you want some really, like, B-rated teen movies and Hollywood movies, or horror movies from, like, the 60s and 70s...
Netflix probably has it.
They don't, because it's not even quality that Netflix wants. Like... I shouldn't even say B movie. I'm gonna go with C real. Like it is
real rough.
It is like
Sharknado bad.
No, Sharknado's fun. These movies are like watch some teens at the beach as they like party and have fun. And you're like, is this that kind of movie?
The plot twist: they actually just have fun at the beach, and nothing happens to them. They go home and
things happen. You just don't. So it's like the build up to one of those kinds of movies without the actual scene. So that kind of acting where it's like, oh, you mean you want me to go in the water? And then they come out without clothes on, and you're like, oh, all right.
Porno.
But then there's that part doesn't. Then they're like, oh, fades to black. So it's like the acting from one of those kinds of movies without
the porn.
The actual part that, you
would want.
Yeah, so you're just like, I'm confused.
The slasher part of it.
Or the slasher part, where it's,
where you actually see the monster?
Yeah, so it's just like, because I'm like, what are these movies? And it looks like they're shot with, some guy's got his, like, one video camera.
I'm surprised it's not like an iPhone.
Well, no, again, they're back in it's the 70s. Like, these are old movies. I don't know where Amazon found them. Obviously, it's why they got them. Someone's probably like, I have the rights. I have the rights to these movies.
I like to make money.
Do you want them for $20? Like, here. It's not like Netflix where it's like, oh, we'll get Doctor Who, or we'll get, Scrubs, or we'll get
they had Community
Community for a while. Like, I think Community was one of the Amazon's biggest gets for, like, at least the Canadian version, because we can't watch it on.
I think 4Kids is a big piece now for Netflix, because they got some more Yu-Gi-Oh stuff.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. It's like I don't know, Amazon Video has a lot of, it's...
Up and down. I like to watch Grand Tour, and that's basically it. I'd watch that show
Yeah.
That would be my only reason to get a Prime subscription. Oh wait, I can just find it online.
And that's the other piece is for one show, you're not just gonna.
It's the adage or age-old issue. Like, you don't buy a console for one game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. For one game, you don't. When you see enough of them,
hence you with the Spider-Man thing.
And honestly, like I say,
that would be the hockey too, and
yeah, you get your hockey, you get other stuff. You can play with us with whatever.
With other games. Yeah, like that's what I mean.
Yeah, I can have something to play with.
Chris sets up a GoFundMe account.
I want to play with my friend.
Get him a PS4. Right?
We'll all play together.
Except Brian.
Brian is going to steal his brothers. That's what he said.
Oh, okay. Seems legit.
Either way, that's
it.
The news for today.
That's it. That's a wrap.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us today on this barrel roll and cast.
Yes, we will be back in about 5 minutes with the post-credit show.
Talk about movies, we watch games and TV shows and experiences and
we've played
things.
You went the other opposite way again.
I always do.
I know, me too. It's horrible. When you're not here, it's even worse.
We do things. We're gonna talk about stuff.
We're gonna talk about.
That's all I say.
Sometimes it's like I don't even. It's like, oh yeah, we have a post-credit show. You should totally watch it. So either way, let us recombobulate our internet.
Reset our brains.
Yep.
Get some.
Go through our notes. I have some.
I have notes.
I'm prepared.
I
did nothing.
I have notes in my brain.
Either way,
not a great brain.
Join us over the break. You can check us out at betterrollnews.com.
Also check out our YouTube page. Subscribe to our stuff there.
Yeah, or you can check out, if you really want to, you can check out all of the. Brian and I have about 10 hours worth of World of Warcraft. You
guys have been really hard on that lately.
So, and if you want to know more, tune in to the post-credit show.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.